Hello, hello, hello. My name's Graham Parker and you're watching The Hoof GP, where a new dawn has arrived. So as you can see, my entrance has changed quite a lot. It's got bigger. Look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. Everything is starting to come together. Today we're looking at these two cows and we're checking on this big, bad, grumpy Angus bull to see how he's doing right now and if he's got any better than the last time. Like I said, guys, this is the Hoof GP. Stick around because there is a huge surprise in this episode. And can we just take a second to appreciate the beautiful Scottish summertime weather? Yep, it's raining. So I told everyone the other day on a live that if they wanted to follow my more personal life, to go onto Instagram and check out HGP_life. That's HGP_life. And they guessed that my surprise was the car in the background. Well, incorrect. That is not what I was excited about. Yes, that's quite cool, but it's not what I was properly excited about. This is what I was excited about. Yes, I have the Appleton Steel, and yes, I have the amazing KVK. But this is a Wopa 61 track drive, and there's a very unique reason that I've bought it for the channel. Make no mistake, this is definitely a luxury that YouTube has been able to afford me to do. As we all know, Kevboy is joining the ranks, which will mean there are 3 of us, and that will allow me to get to people a little bit quicker. And in order to do that, what we're going to do is let Kev and Craigie Boy crack on with some of the bigger jobs while I nip away and maybe trim the odd bull or the odd cow that would normally take me a couple of weeks to get to. And this machine has a little trick up its sleeve that will enable me to do that without hurting myself in any way. And you're just about to see what that little trick is.
I'd rather be with you than someone I don't know. Now it's like we're living in 2 separate worlds. Come on back to me, say that you won't go. I can't cope without you and I wanna hold you close. Say that you won't go. Say that you won't go. Say that you won't go. Say that you won't go.
That's right, it's track drive. How cool is that?
I'd rather be with you than someone I don't know. Now it's like we're living in 2 separate worlds.
Engaging top speed mode.
Say that you won't go. I can't cope without you and I wanna hold you close. Say that you won't go. Say that you won't go. Say that you won't go. Say that you won't go.
So OGs, original viewers of the channel will know I used to have a Wopa 51, but it was much, much older. It was kind of falling to pieces and didn't have half of the equipment this one has got on it. And it certainly never had tank tracks. Anyway, we are here at a regular farm who have just got 2 cows for us this morning. It's a Saturday morning, but they went lame and they asked us to pop in. So it was the ideal opportunity to take the Wopa on a test drive. And we've got Robbie Roo and Kev Boy with us today as well.
Morning, or I don't know what, afternoon, evening.
Was that a bit like?
Good morning! Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Yeah.
So she's lame on her back right foot.
You've seen her walking in, as usual.
I've seen her walking in, as usual, as Robbie says. There we go. So this crush has actually got a magic eye head gate. In other words, as soon as the cow's head goes through the crush, the head gate, it shuts automatically, meaning you don't need to be there to time it, which if you're working on your own, which I plan to be with this crush, is great. There is one drawback with this crush. It only has a single belly band, so you can only lift one back foot at a time, but it's something I'll live with. Code brown. So this foot is clearly not bad at all, but she's in the crush, so we might as well give it a little polish up. Robbie just asked how many times I'm gonna bash my head off that, and Kevin kindly explained that my hair will soften the blow.
So the KVK is going absolutely nowhere. It will remain our main crush. It will do the vast majority of the cows that we trim. This crush is purely as a backup, and it will enable me to attend farms quicker because Kevin and Craigie Boy will be able to go away, start a larger farm, while I manage to attend the smaller jobs, joining them later.
She's just got a little bit of bruising there, so I'm really glad that we did pick it up and make a bit of an effort with it, because dishing this area out will take the weight off this part of the pedal bone and stop this bruise from forming. Also, kicking our foot forward like this, in other words taking the front of the toe, will angle our foot up so the pedal bone will strike the ground at the right angle, which in turn will also reduce the bruising. So, despite not having much wrong with it, it really is, or was, worthwhile trimming this foot. Anyway, her other one is the sore one, so let's get it in there and see what the deal is with that. Ouchie! So Graham, the dairyman here, phoned me, or actually messaged me a few days ago about this cow, but I couldn't get in until now. So he went ahead, trimmed her up and put a block on himself, and he's done a pretty good job. But the weight definitely isn't completely off the affected area. So that's something that we can do something about. You see, she's got a bulbous ulcer here, and it's actually already bleeding, even without us having touched it. If you look from the side here, this is the block, and this is her heel, and her heel is actually still slightly higher than the block, meaning that not only is the block not taking the full weight of the sore claw, but it's actually probably taking less than half. So let's remedy that.
So I know exactly what is wrong with this cow, and I know why she is so lame on this sore foot. I also know there's nothing I'm able to do about it. But the world works in mysterious ways sometimes, and sometimes those things are taken out of your hands completely and catch you completely by surprise.
So clearly this is a sole ulcer, and Graham the dairyman has done a really good job of trimming it out. He's removed all of the excess horn round about, so there's nothing really insulting the corium and making it worse. This cow has got bigger problems. If you look here, this area is really bulbous and the toe is kicking up the way. That's because she's got an infection deep within the tissue of her ankle. This is actually quite warm, and that infection is squeezing all of the tissues in amongst her bone structure, and that's forcing the bones in this area of the claw into the wrong position, which in turn is pushing the heel down and the toe up, which has led to this ulcer. So she will need some course of vet action or something that the dairyman can give to reduce that inflammation, and then she'll get over her troubles. Well, for now, that's pretty much everything we can do for this cow. If you look now though, there's a big height difference between here and here of nearly an inch, meaning that that outer claw will barely touch the ground. So we've done our job as a hoof trimmer. We can't go any further, but we can check our front feet. Can't we, Robbie?
Yes, we can indeed.
It's not a great scenario to be in, knowing there's a cow in the crush that's in serious pain because of built up pressure because of an abscess, and also knowing there's nothing you can do about it. But like I said, sometimes these things are taken completely out of your hands.
Robbie, stop fondling the cows. That was awkward.
Working with this crush really takes me back around 3 or so years ago to when I worked with my original Wopa 51. I saved every penny I could possibly save to buy that crush, and even then it took the help of a friend in the end for me to actually be able to get the crush. I'm hugely thankful of the journey that I've been on and that YouTube and you guys have helped come around.
Robbie? Fetch! Is that not just the best joke you've ever seen in your life?
And then, as I went to put a foot down, it happened. Being green and new to this crush, I inadvertently pushed up instead of down when I went to release her foot, and that excess pressure burst the abscess.
I did not expect that. Oh my god. Remember I was talking about being infected? That was the infection. Jeez.
Many of you watching this will wonder why I just put her foot straight back on the ground. And that's because I am not a vet, I'm a hoof trimmer. I don't want to cover it up either because I want that abscess site to completely drain. I've given her mechanical pain relief. Look at that block, taking all of the weight now. The dairyman will give this cow pain relieving drugs and antibiotics to fight that infection.
See the magic eye working?
When we were younger, we were never running out of time. As long as we had each other, everything was black and white. Driving in a car, never knowing how far we come. When we were younger, oh, when we were younger.
I truly love my life hoof trimming here in southwest Scotland. They say if you love what you do, you never have to work a day in your life.
Onto the sore foot.
This is a hoof that has been really sore in the past. She's been trimmed a couple of times, and now she is well on the way to recovery. I think, in all honesty, Graham has picked her out because she still has this block on, so she's probably walking slightly awkwardly.
These cows' feet are incredibly hard right now because they're grazing outside. They graze outside as much as the weather here in southwest Scotland allows, which isn't as much as the farmer would like, but is about 8 months of the year.
Despite my
You look in here, there's a shadow all the way up there, and that shadow lets me know that this is detached horn. I can actually feel it up here, and that is what's causing our grief right now. It may not look like much to you, but imagine dirt and wee bits of debris being stuck in between the layers of your skin or feet, or inside your shoes as it were, more correctly for this cow. Well, this is basically the same. She's had an infection in here. That infection has now subsided, but there's a track left where it was, and it's been full of dirt and debris. I'll just leave it like that. It's only a small difference, but it's one that really matters. See him getting out of shot there again. He does that regular. Did that in the last one too.
Camera shy.
Camera shy. Anyway, we have now relieved that little bit of detached hoof horn. The block that Graham put on is already on, so she's good to go. We haven't had to do much to this. Now it's time to see this big bad boy of a bull and see how he's doing. And that's the first 2 cows in this new crush done. The bull, we're not going to trim the bull, and we'll show you why.
But first we need to load the Wopa back onto the trailer. And to save ourselves a huge 4-second walk, we take a quick 30-second drive.
I thought we'd best not risk driving it on just for sake of a video. Plus, if I was dead, I wouldn't be able to edit this, would I? I'm talking about the crush rolling backwards with me on top. Right, let's go and see that bull.
So, the reason we never got this big bad boy into the crush is because, well, he's a big bad boy. And the farmer explained that his attitude hasn't really improved any since last time. In fact, it's maybe got a little bit worse. But on the positive side of things, his shoulder on the front end is looking fantastic. It's as though he never had any issue whatsoever. That back right foot is clearly still in a bit of a state, and it's not something he's going to recover from, unfortunately. But he is much more comfortable than he was the last time we saw him.
So if we just rewind a little bit to before this video actually started, I know this is the end of the video, but before the video began earlier on, if that makes any sense, here is my brand new, to me, Wopa 61 track drive, and it is absolutely awesome. I used to have a Wopa 51 and I really loved it. I got rid of it because it was slightly older and we began to break it a lot. And I have had the great pleasure to meet Ethan, who's brought it all the way up from Norwich?
Yeah, near Norwich, yeah.
All the way up from near Norwich. This is Ethan. Ethan works for Wopa UK and he's fantastic. And I know he's got a beautiful wife at home who's just had a little baby boy. Isn't it? A little baby boy called Abel. So hello Alicia, hello Abel. Hope you're doing really well. I know this man is extremely proud of you. And it's been great to meet him here. Anyway, Ethan is going to show me how this thing works, all the different options that are on it and what it can do for us in the world of hoof trimming and how it can make my life much easier. So I'm just going to set you guys up on the side while Ethan shows me the ropes with it.
If you have any issues,
Now this is very different from what you guys are used to, isn't it? Very different indeed, but all good.
And with that, this video is coming to an end. It genuinely was great to meet Ethan. It's great meeting people who watch these shows on a regular basis and show a real interest in the hoof trimming industry. Ethan's been working at Wopa for about a year now, and he really knows his stuff. I've met him briefly before, along with his beautiful wife Alicia, at one of the conferences. It was good to catch up properly and talk about his new baby boy Abel. We also went for a quick cheeky spin out in McLaren because Ethan is a bit of a petrol head himself. Anyway guys, that is it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. This has been the Hoof GP.